of a decline that we're seeing coming in for the Asian markets. That is what we're keeping an eye out on. Indian markets also indicating a bit of a red start. As of now, a gap down start is what we are watching out for. Now, handover from US is mixed. Asia has opened up in the red. So how is all this going to be impacting our Indian markets? We have a team of research joining in with us to set you up for trade, tell you which are the important stocks to watch out for, as well as what are we watching out for in the world of F&O. Now, before I go to the research team, let me take you all through what we're watching out for in terms of important cues that we should keep an eye out on for the Indian market today. Like I said, US S&P 500, NASDAQ, that closed at record highs, but what came in was Alphabet's number after that. Now, as of now, US futures are indicating a bit of a mildly positive start that we're seeing coming in, given that Alphabet numbers were quite strong. On the other side, where Intel that actually said that they are cutting 15% of their workforce. They're grappling through all these manufacturing challenges. So a bit of a concern that comes in on that front. FIIs in yesterday's market in India again were sellers. 2,000 crores, approximately 2,100 crores sell coming in for FIIs, while DIIs continue to be buyers of 2,600 crores. Other than that, what we're keeping an eye out on, just yesterday before market close, that India-UK deal, FTA deal was signed. So keep an eye out on some of these individual sectors, whether it could be textile, leather, footwear, gems, auto sector. We'll keep an eye out on individual sectors where there have been rate changes, significant tariff reduction that's come in there. Earnings reaction, post-market hours, we had REC, Cyient, Hexaware, Emphasis, IEX reporting their numbers. IT clearly would be some bit of a focus that we'll see coming in on, and other than that, IEX as well. Earnings today that we'll be keeping an eye out on: Bajaj Finserv, Cipla in the pharma pack. We have Shriram Finance, Bank of Baroda, as well as SBI Card, some of the important earnings that I would be keeping on my radar. Now, Nifty, obviously, like I said, we saw a correction coming in yesterday. Keep an eye out on important resistance and support levels over there for the Nifty as well. As of now, a gap down start is what we're watching out for. For the Nifty 50 and Nifty implied open is indicating a 100-point decline. So important to watch out for over there. But we have Gaurav joining in with us right now this morning to tell us which are the important stocks to watch out for in today's trading session. Good morning, Gaurav.
Well, yes, first let's talk about some stocks which will be in focus on the back of the earnings. So let's talk about Cyient. Weak set of number here. Revenue declined almost, and at the same time net profit also declined almost by 10% on a sequential basis, and margins also came in low. KFinTech actually came up with a little bit of miss if we compare it with our estimates, because when we look at revenue, that has declined 3% and profit has declined almost by 2% on a sequential basis. Suryodaya Small Finance Bank, we were expecting weak set of number, and bank has actually reported around 50% fall in its net profit. Johnson Control, Hitachi AC, that also company reported a little bit of weak number with profit going down as high as 58% on a year-on-year basis. On the other hand, we have got REC. Actually, when we look at profit figure here, it looks strong, and the reason being that company actually reported negative credit costs in this quarter. Loan book growth was at around 10.4%, a little bit lower than its own guidance. Other than that, Bajaj Finance. Now, this stock isn't going to be in focus, and this is on the back of their commentary from the management. In this quarter specifically, credit cost has remained stable on a sequential basis, but what management has indicated is that there is some stress in 2- and 3-wheelers, and at the same time MSME book, although they have maintained their guidance of credit cost, it can be taken in a negative way. Sun Pharma, on the other hand, is going to be on the focus, in focus, and on the back of the deal that they have signed $200 million settlement deal with end purchaser plaintiff in the US generic drug pricing antitrust case. And lastly, let's also focus on Nestle, because Mr. Manish Tiwari will be is appointed as the chairman of the board and MD, and he will be this will be with effect from 1st of August. So definitely watching out on all these companies in the trade today.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Gaurav. But let's go across to Sudarshan, who's here to tell us what to watch out for in the world of F&O. Good morning, Sudarshan.
Good morning, Vinny. So it was a bad day of trade yesterday, mainly because of the deep fall that we have seen in IT stocks, not only large cap, even mid cap stocks, all the especially Persistent and Coforge were down almost 8 to 9% each. And even the large cap space, Infosys, despite reporting a healthy set of earnings for Q1, but the cautious guidance, especially on the higher end of the guidance that company had given 3%, that included inorganic acquisition. So that market took it negatively, and it led to a sharp fall in entire IT pack. And at the end, Nifty IT was down 1%, but good part for Nifty was it held on to levels for 25,000, especially near the support of 25,060. But the problem is today, after following the global cues, GIFT Nifty is indicating a sharp sharp downtick at the opening. Currently, it's down more than 100 points. As far as the flows are concerned, in the cash market, we saw both FIs selling more than 2,000 crore, while DIs have bought almost 3,000 crore, so it's fully offset by DIs. In the index futures, it was a like mild kind of trade. In the index futures, FIs have bought just 2 crore rupees. They have reduced long positions of 1,500 contracts. They have reduced short positions of more than 1,500 contracts. Now, long and short ratio, if you see of FIs, it's at 85% and 15%. So they are long 15% and 85% short. So it indicates you that it's heavily sold zone. So from here, if there is any positive news, we might see a sharp short covering. Now, in the option market, 25,200 and 25,100 call options were very healthy. And on the put side also, 25,200 and 25,000 put options were healthy. Now first support around for Nifty is 24,900. Resistance remains around 25,300. That is 20-day moving average. As far as stocks are concerned, two stocks remain in the band. Those are RBL Bank and IX. One stock has come out of the band, and that is Bandhan Bank. Two stocks that I'll keep an eye on. First is United Spirits, because of India-UK FTA agreement, and second, Samvardhana Motherson has been moving higher for the last few sessions. Now, following the trade deals that US has been announcing, it might be positive for this stock as well.
Okay, Sudarshan, thank you so much for that. But with that, we're going to slip into a very short break. And after the break, we'll talk to you all about India and UK signing that landmark free trade agreement. Details when we return.